Hi everyone, Jody Stokes-Familetti. Today we are working on the shoulders. We're also going to be working on something I always call the adductor muscle, the inner thigh, but there are two muscles in the quad. There's four muscles in the quad, hence quad. Two muscles in particular called the Vastus Medialis and the Vastus Lateralis. Medialis meeting in the middle and lateralis meeting on the outside. Those muscles protect your knee. Stick with me.
Hey team, can't believe it's day 10, but let's get started on those shoulders. This is a lateral raise. Please be very careful with the placement of your shoulder. If in any way this is bothering you, bring your arms a little more out in front of you. Lateral raise for 12 counts. I'm using 7.5 pound weights, but remember we don't like to go too heavy on those shoulders because the shoulder girdle is a very sensitive area. Now you're gonna do an upward row. You wanna bring those hands up and you wanna push on the down as well because we wanna work that shoulder, we wanna work that armpit area, which is called the axillary muscle. We wanna get those elbows a little higher than the shoulders. You have 12 of these. We're gonna flip it and we're gonna take it into a shoulder press. You wanna make sure that those elbows come down to about a 90-degree angle and then press up. You have an option, you can turn the weights in toward each other or you can just press it up and through. You're also working that upper back, so squeeze and push through the shoulders and squeeze the upper back on the down. Keeping those elbows at 90 degrees. You want to press those elbows in toward each other like you're trying to push something in front of you. Try really hard to squeeze and press those shoulders and try to touch those elbows. Bringing it into a rear delt will give your shoulders a little bit of a stretch. Keep those elbows right at the waist and open those arms out to the sides. Again, a little external rotation here, meaning you can feel the stretch in your shoulder as you're opening, strengthening the back of the arm, the rear delt, and also the upper back. To what I call a tricep, medial delt, and bicep curl. It's also a tricep extension out. Those palms face the back wall. Keep those elbows out to the sides, squeezing the tricep, the bicep, and the top of the shoulder. That medial delt. You're also getting a little bit of the back of the arm, known as the rear delt. Big shoulder rolls here. You can keep those weights in your arms, big shoulder rolls. Back in the 80s, we used to use big weights, do these shoulder rolls. So this is actually for a little stretch and a little release in the shoulders till we go back to it. Now we're gonna take it into a plie squat. So here's where I was talking about those two muscles we're focused on. The Vastus Medialis is a muscle also known, we've got that inner thigh muscle, the adductor muscle. So I really want you to focus on the squeeze on these. Squeeze hard on the up and really squeeze the inner thigh. That muscle will wrap all the way around to your glutes. So I'm trying to get you guys to feel these exercises and these specific muscle groups today. Taking it down into a pulse plie squat. Weights come in towards your inside of your body and you're pressing down with your heels up. This is a big squeeze on that Vastus Medialis, and you'll start to feel yourself engage in the latter part of the legs. So start to really feel that deep. We're gonna hold it into that plie squat with an anterior delt. Remember, those hands only come up to shoulder height. You're lifting and squeezing through the front part of the shoulder and you're pressing down through the upper back, a little bit of the lat in the back, keeping those abs nice and strong. This one's getting a little harder now. We're deep into that plie squat and we're pressing up through the shoulder press. You can either do this with your heels down or your heels up. Now, if your heels are up, you're gonna feel yourself engage through your calf muscle, otherwise known as your gastrocnemius and soleus. So as you lift up and through, you're gonna be lifting that calf. Holding that, pressing down into that plie squat again into a one arm pec deck. You can bounce a little bit on the down if it helps you, but you're pressing in. You're also going to get a little hip work in here, so as you take it down, you're getting a little external hip stretch. Big deep breath in, take those arms down, big shoulder roll again. Back to the rear delt. Open those arms, keeping those elbows in front of your body. This is important because the external rotation will work that muscle and torque that muscle just a little bit more. Big stretch. Those shoulders are tired. I really love the shoulders because they look good in your tank top, but they are carrying the world on your shoulders, so you might as well work them hard. All right, we're halfway there. Heather? Big deep breath in. We've got another lateral raise. I went light on the weights. These are 5-pound weights, so we're going to go a little faster. Upward rows. So the range of motion's a little bit shorter, but you still focus on that eccentric, the down, fighting gravity. Flip it, tap it. 12 reps. Bringing it into that pec deck, squeeze those elbows. Engage the core right here because the weight's a little bit less and you're able to really hold in those abs. Those elbows together and pressing those arms above your head, back to the rear delt. Swing across. So this is an anterior delt swinging across the body, pressing up and through. Again, one of the reasons we get through this exercise too is for that upper back. So try to feel the upper back, swinging both arms, anterior delt, and then through the upper back. A little bit of waist work on here too. To the rear delt, so the backs of the arms to the backs of the triceps. Hands are behind your back and you're extending your arms out to the sides. Now, if this bothers your shoulder in any way because it's a significant amount of external rotation, bring your hands to the front of your body. To the press back. I call this the rear. So you're pressing those arms straight back behind you. You've engaged the back of the shoulder, a little bit of the tricep. Keep those abs in nice and strong. Taking those weights up on top of your shoulders, and you're gonna open up those legs. We're gonna sit way back into the squat. So we're trying to get to 90 degrees. Now, please pay attention. If any way this hurts your knees, do not take it to 90 degrees. You can take it just above to the 90 degree, or you can sit way back into those heels. You don't even have to do 12. You just want to sit back and stand up. We're really trying to extend those hips really far back. Now we're working what's called the Vastus Lateralis. You're focused on the outside of the thigh that is attached to the hip and the knee. So we're trying to really strengthen all the way back and all the way up. Taking those weights off of your shoulders, sometimes that can hurt, so be gentle with yourself. Now we're pressing down into those squats. I call these little tricep dips too. You actually can get a little bit of arm work in here. We'll be working on that in one of the other workouts, but press it down into the squat. You get a little supported here with your hands on your thighs. Taking it down. About 2 minutes to go. So this one's a little more difficult too. You want to take that weight and you want to place it right in the arch of your feet. You're supporting yourself in a V sit and you're going to extend those legs straight up. This is the Vastus Medialis, the muscle on the inside of your thigh. Really hold your core in nice and strong. If you need to go back onto your elbows, go ahead and go all the way back onto your elbows. Abs seriously engaged, pressing that weight up toward the ceiling. Dropping that weight off, and you're just going to single kick it out. You'll still feel it a little bit, but this is mostly just kind of getting some blood to those muscles. Taking it all the way down. You've got your heels together, your toes are away. You're bringing your knees down and you're pressing up. Keep your abs engaged, hands on the floor. Use your hands for a little bit of support if you need it. One more time, grabbing the lighter weight or the same weight. We're going to press it up for one last 12. I love this exercise because it works as well as a leg extension machine in the gym, if not better, because you really have to engage your core on this. And we'll just finish it off with a quick V-sit, side to side. We're almost there. That backwards clock kind of messed with my head today, but you guys are amazing. And that's it. Be fit.